Hello. Welcome once again. Welcome to Fidelity Net. Today we have a very short tutorial, and it's gonna be router on a stick topology. Most of the time, students need a step-by-step process of doing this networking configuration, and I would like to take you guys through, but on this video is going to be on network topology, that is router on a stick topology. Then after that we're going to do the configuration. So let's get into it. On this video is going to be on router on a stick topology. Okay, I'm going to get this. So this, I'm using a Cisco Packet Tracer, and in Cisco Packet Tracer there are a lot of networking devices from routers and switches that you can use. I think most of you are aware of that. So without wasting too much time, let's get into this video. And so I'm going to get a router, and in this tutorial I would like to use 1941 router, and I'll grab one switch. I'll use 2960 24 port switch, and I'll go to the workstations and devices and grab a couple of PCs. Grab this laptop, that laptop, and this PC. Okay, so this router on a stick is basically about two VLANs. Okay, so assuming you work for any IT company, or you work for any company and you happen to be in IT administration, you might need to one day install or configure a network. Or assuming you're also a student studying CCNA, this is one of the program you can use to get hands-on training. So I'm going to take you through step by step and through this configuration. So we have a router, 1941 router. We have 2960 24 port switch. We have PC1, PC2, PC0, PC1, laptop 0, laptop 1. So now it's time to cable the whole topology. Okay, so we're going to get a straight through cable, which is this one right here, from the PC fast Ethernet port, and we're going to grab the first port on the switch, the second laptop. This laptop, always make sure you choose fast Ethernet port, and we grab the second port on the switch, grab your fast Ethernet port on the third laptop, connect it to the switch, then you select your port 3 on this switch. Remember, this switch is 24 port, so you have more port on it. You can use whichever one you want to use. So on PC4, same thing, you clicked on fast Ethernet port, and we're going to choose port 4 on the switch. So now we have all our workstation, the end devices, connected to the switch. We are left with cabling from the switch, from this switch right here, the 2960 switch, to the router. So we're going to grab crossover cable, and I would like to use the gigabit interface to the router. The reason why I like to use gigabit interface is, you have a router with gigabit interface, and the switch also has gigabit interface. So sometimes, to ease in the configuration, and also to ease in the process of traffic being able to cross over from the router to the switch to the end devices faster, you're better off to use gigabit interface to gigabit interface. It is not advisable to use a gigabit interface to fast Ethernet interface. So just so you know. And so now the reason why we are doing this topology is that we're going to put this PC in a different VLAN, this one in another VLAN, and this one in another VLAN, and this one in another VLAN. So we're going to have 4 different VLAN, and we're going to use this router as a default gateway. That way this PC, all these workstations can get out of this router to the network, to the internet. Okay, so let's try and identify all the workstation so that we know which one is VLAN, whatever VLAN we're going to name it. So let me use the round palette. For some reasons I like the round one. So let me fill the color, whichever color you want me to use. You can use whatever color you want. I'll use the green, the light green, and I'll circle over the PC. I'll choose a different color. Let me use the violet or the purple. I'll use let me use blue for the next VLAN, and I'll use yellow for the last VLAN. Okay guys, nice. So now we have been able to draw on our topology, connect our workstations to the switch, from the switch to the router. Now we have identified all the workstations. Let's put a label on this to identify this VLAN. Let's say VLAN, I'm going to make this one VLAN 10. The next one will be VLAN 20. The third one will be VLAN 30. The fourth one, VLAN 40. Okay, so we have VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 30, VLAN 40. So all these VLANs are going to be on a separate network. Okay, that is going to go through this switch and then go through the trunk link to this router, and this router is going to have a sub interfaces that is going to let each network out to the internet. So we're going to have the main interface. In this case, it's going to be the gigabit interface G0/0, and you will enable that main interface. Then you have to create a sub interface under the main interface, but we are not going to do that in this video. I just wanted to show you how to cable all these devices. Now you know we have our router, our switch, and our all end devices, and the VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, and VLAN 40. Okay, and another thing is the reason why we decided to use one single cable. We could have used multiple crossover cable to go across from, let's say, let me clean this. It's already clean. We could have used 2 of these gigabit interface going across, right? But you end up wasting, if you do it this way, you end up wasting 2 interfaces. So you have 2 interface here, 2 interface here, instead of using just 2 interface, one on this and one on this. So when you have a lot of end workstations on your network, as your network scale, you might need more space on your switch. So you don't want to overuse your ports on the switch. So you want to make sure you have more space available here for future growth on the network. So that's just why we are just using just a single link. You can make a good use of one link rather than using the 2 and just wasting the port density on the switch. And with that in mind, I'll just go ahead and delete the one we just added. Any one of them is okay. So that is off. So now you only have one single going across. Let me put this right here and label it a trunk link, because it's very important when you're doing the configuration you have a defined topology. That always helps your configuration to go smooth. Okay, so let me straighten this up a little bit, and I'll move this to that, and I'll put a labeling. I'll label that as trunk link. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to watch the next video. We're going to configure all the IP addresses on this interface, you know, to provide very, you know, robust network on this topology. Like I said, this is a router on a stick, and the reason why we're trying to do is we're trying to manage network resources by utilizing just one single link, trunk link, instead of multiple trunk links between the switch and the router. And without further ado, subscribe to my channel. Your subscription to my channel is my motivation to do more videos, so make sure you subscribe and hit on notification bell to watch the next part of this configuration. And once again, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.